Hi, I'm Emily Coltman and my ebook is called Finance for Small Business. It aims to be a straight-talking guide to accounting and finance for small business owners in the UK. I've made a conscious decision to try and be a friendly accountant and to speak to people in plain English. The simple reason is most business owners are not accountants, but they have to negotiate quite a thicket of rules and regulations from the revenue, and if they're a limited company, of company law as well. So they need a friendly, helpful accountant. They don't need someone who's going to scare them even more than the revenue are going to. They need someone who can speak to them as a friend, as a colleague, and explain things in plain English in terms they can understand. There's quite a lot that a company, a business that's just starting up needs to be aware of in terms of accounting and finance. It's really important to try and get your books in order from day -1. When you spend your first cost on the business, start thinking about getting your records in order, because receipts get mislaid, they get forgotten, and then you can't use that expense to reduce your tax bill and you'll pay too much tax. So that's really important. You also need to think about how you're going to structure your business for tax. Are you going to be a sole trader and keep it really simple, or are you going to be a limited company and potentially pay less tax, but also have more hurdles to jump through in terms of paperwork to file? There is quite a lot to think about. What would my top tips be for getting to grips with accounts? Well, firstly, I would say keep or scan every single piece of paper. Make a note of everything you spend, because you never know, you might be able to get tax relief on it. And also check carefully, do your research, speak to your accountant or try the Business Link website or the revenue, because there are sometimes quite complicated rules on what you can and claim tax relief on, and there is some confusion. Because, for example, if you're registered for VAT and you take anyone out for dinner who's not either an employee or a subcontractor who's treated as an employee, you can't claim VAT on the cost of that meal. So there's a lot of little nuances that it's very easy to get tripped up with. So do your research, make sure you find a good accountant. What am I going to do in 2012? Well, I'm working on a new ebook which is going to be about finance for UK-based small businesses who want to trade internationally. And that's been absolutely fascinating to research, because there's lots of issues around not only VAT but tax. When do you have to pay tax in the UK? When might you have to pay tax abroad? What are the additional requirements in terms of, are you buying or selling in foreign currencies? How can you save money on doing that? There's a lot of really useful information to research and present. So I've been writing that ebook and I think it's going to be really exciting.